I just got off work and I have to get ready for a date.
Hello YouTube, it's me KG and welcome to another video. I have wanted to do a get ready with me for a date video for a very long time, but I just never have the time. And this is another day where I didn't have the time, so I figured instead of making it a get ready with me, I would just give you guys a little bit of a voiceover and a little pinch of a life update, even though we're going to talk more as the video goes. I kind of wanted this video to be a life update, but also a vlog, because my life happens day by day. It's always as we go, and so I felt like just taking seconds throughout my day or my weekend to tell you what's been going on would be a bit better than a sit-down video, because that's just how life goes. It happens in the moment. These last couple of weeks I've been trying to find my groove and my balance with meeting new people or making new friends, seeing the friends that I already have, and spending time with myself. These are 3 different ways that I can socialize and that I can bring myself enjoyment. It's just been finding balance of when to do what exactly and who to give my time to. I've been meeting a lot of new people, particularly with dates, and it's allowed me a lot of room to experiment with socialization, experiment with setting boundaries with people, with seeing how people operate, with seeing how confrontational I can be and how I can assert myself better and break some old habits of just letting people do whatever they want and hiding myself behind them. So, although it can be a little bit difficult for me at times, it's nice to have this particular avenue that I can use to stretch out, broaden my horizons, and just try and be a bit different. So anyways, yeah, I'm pulling myself together here for a date, and I have been practicing my social skills on these dates. I no longer get as nervous for them as I used to. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it used to be really, really hard for me to go out and meet new people. But now, not really. I know how to converse. I know how to, have a little giggle and keep conversation going. So I generally feel fine when I'm going on them, and I consider that progress. So, yeah, I'm just gonna let you get back into the video because I'll have more to say about dating and things a bit later.
I'm back from my date. I know from you guys' perspective, it's been a few seconds, but for me, it's been 3 hours, 2 hours. And I just wanted to talk about dating, how this is going since we're doing this little hiccup, excuse me, since we're doing this little update. I just want to have a little chat about it. So that was a first date, which went well. And I feel like every single first date I come on my channel and talk about how it went well. And then it's been 1.5 years and I'm still single, so, But it went well. We actually planned another date for tomorrow, Saturday, and another date for the next day, Sunday. I kind of think 3 dates in a row is too much, but I don't know. He was nice. He was nice and he asked, and I was just like, all right, today went well, so we'll see. Another thing about him, he is not Black. So I will have to, probably tomorrow, spend a little time in conversation vetting him, because this country right here, history of racism. So I gotta make sure he and history do not align, are not friends, have nothing in common. So dating in general, for me, has been just kind of a roller coaster. I kind of go between finding a guy I really like and trying to keep myself from getting overly invested. That's the phase I'm in right now, where I'm like, yes, I like him, but you never know. Men love to switch up. It's their favorite hobby. Don't go getting all excited. So that's phase 1. And then we go up into, honestly, we go down. We go down into just being neutral about guys. Like, nobody's really calling my attention, but nobody's really doing anything bad either. Like, I don't really care. And then we go down further into men actively pissing me off and making me just want to never speak to them again. That's honestly where I was yesterday. Because this week, 2 guys have pissed me off in the same way in the same day. I was so done. But I already had this date scheduled with this guy. So I was like, I'll go on this date, and if it doesn't go well, I'm taking a break from dating. And of course it went well, and now I have 2 more dates planned. So guess I'm done being pissed off, but I'm not going to get excited about him because, again, non-black, don't know anything about him. We've known each other for 2 hours. Like, I'm not going to be doing all of that extra. But I've just realized in like the dating flops, not realized, but it's more so reaffirmed. I'm cleaning my earrings, by the way. It's more so reaffirmed what I thought I was looking for. And it's like made it like, yeah, I'm gonna need this. And it's just intention. Like, I'm just looking for a man who prioritizes me and like takes the time out for me and like gives half of a shit. Which this guy who is planning 2 dates with me right after our date is doing. And he's not doing it in like a love bombing way. We just had 2 dates ideas, and he was like, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, nothing. And he was like, okay, let's go out, you know? It was organic. It was fun. And overall with dating, like, I don't know. I think about my future sometimes and like, am I ever gonna get married? And it's kind of giving no. Like, not that I'm giving up, not that I think it's hopeless. It's just like, I've been single for 1.5 years now. After my first relationship, but before that, I was single obviously my whole life. And it's just like, men are so far away from hitting any of my checkpoints, where my checkpoints, my bars, my requirements, my whatever you want to call it, my list is so simple. And so I'm like, I don't know how it is that everybody I'm meeting is screwing this up so badly when I'm making it so easy. So it's just been a bit of a roller coaster. Nothing crazy, really. Like, I'm okay. It's just, I don't know how realistic marriage is when I can't even find somebody to go on 3 dates with before they piss me off. Like, marriage, it's giving fallacy. It's giving hallucination. Like, I don't know about that. I went on a date with this guy. This is the guy that made me uncomfortable. And he was kind of rich. And like, early into the date, he made this joke that was like, you know, people ask me like, what are you looking for in dating? Instead of asking me that, he asked me, what am I looking for in dating him? And he was like, are you just here to, you know, schmooze and get a job at insert Fortune 500 company name here and stealing my money? Haha. Hee. I'm so funny. And I was like, okay, if that was true, I wouldn't admit it right now. And if it isn't true, you're putting me in like a defensive situation when I didn't need to do anything. So how is this funny? Where's the joke? And, you know, he made a point throughout our conversation of the night to point out how basically what he's done, which is like one of the first things that made me uncomfortable, was that he kind of implied, like, I don't want to give the details, but I'm thinking of the scenario. He kind of implied that we were going to a restaurant, but in reality, what he did was kind of like going to a restaurant, ordering takeout, and then going to his apartment across the street. Like, that was kind of sort of the vibe it was. It was like, no. This is not what you said this was going to be. And he was pointing out during our date how other Black women that he's dated, which, first of all, why are you separating me from the white women, the Hispanic women, the Asian women? Like, why are you stereotyping us and don't do that? Because like, other Black women that I've dated, whenever I like bring them to this place, whenever I do this, they get uncomfortable. And I didn't think about it until afterwards. But I'm like, fuck, I should have thought about this. But I'm like, if you do something consistently, you've done it before, and you know it makes people uncomfortable, why would you then keep doing it? And he just continued to make me uncomfortable in various different ways throughout the night, through his wealth, through just the situation that I was in. It was a wash. It was nor. The guy I went on tonight's date with, he's not rich, but he has money and potential. So I was honestly kind of concerned because of how the last date went. I was like, oof. But so far so good. We'll see. He has 2 more days to fuck this up, so we'll see. Men don't need access to me. They don't need the ability to, no. They don't need to know what I look like in those situations. They don't need to know where I live. I don't need to be in their house. I just don't need to be doing all of that. All of y'all who were doing hot girl summer and who were doing like hypersexual feminism, I don't know how y'all were doing it. Men are such irritants and such disappointments and such unsafe beings that I just don't know how you were constantly around them. But even in just dating like pretty consistently this past couple of months, even this has shown me like, no, men are not it. They're not worth it. They're not for me. They're a mess. I don't want to be around mess all the time. So it's just shown me like, although it could be fun theoretically, in practice it isn't. In practice, it's just me allowing a bunch of people to piss me off. So I've enacted some rules. I've given myself some ground rules, because if I do what I want when I want, I'll do it kind of earlier, and it gives men too much access to piss me off and to make me uncomfortable and to just ruin my day. So now I have ground rules. So to all the men that I date in the future, please clap for your brethren, for your friends, for your uncles, for your cousins, for your brothers, because they screwed it up for you. Because now I have rules. Now I have a specific number that I'm like, I gotta get past this many dates before he's picking me up, before I'm going to his house, before he's getting in my car, before we're doing anything like that. Because no. And before, like, I had safety procedures, but I was kind of like, you know, if I'm down, I'm down. But now it's like, I can't be down. I can't be down because y'all don't know how to act right. But in any case, gotta continue / finish wrapping up for the night. So let's go get in the shower. Well, I'm gonna get in the shower. You're gonna stay over there. Okay, you're not gonna be the men on some of these dates who seem to think they can do whatever they want. I haven't had goals in a while. I haven't had like clearly defined, this is what I'm aiming for, this is what's next for me. And for the time, I've been okay with it. It's just been part of my process, part of my journey. But I'm getting to a point where I'm feeling motivated by some things. I met my savings goal of last year, which was to like get an emergency fund together and be good if anything happens. So I hit that goal and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do next, but I've since figured it out. Me and my brother are working on something, so I'm saving for that. And as far as my career goes, I've known like I can't stay at my current job forever. It's not like a career moment. There are opportunities for growth at my company, but only when they open up. And I'm not really planning on doing my job for 3 years waiting for something to happen. So it's kind of at a point where I've got to at least start looking at what's next. And I have some ideas. I think I want to go into motion design. And that just requires a lot of learning. Like, as I've been applying to jobs and looking at what's required and stuff, I've just been like, and I've been applying to like freelance stuff just to try and get a little side money, a little, beginner experience. But as I've been applying to that, I've just been seeing what they're looking for and what they're requiring. And like, I can do some of it, but a lot of it requires 3D work and like really advanced work. And I just don't have that. I've been trying to build that the past couple of weeks, but like I designed a mock soda ad and I put it up on a motion graphics forum for critique, and I got my critique, and it kind of saddened me because everybody on that forum is so good, and it just was discouraging. Like, okay, I've been doing art in some respect for, I think, maybe 11 years. So I'm used to getting critique. I know how to process it. I know how to manage my emotions when people say things I wasn't expecting or a piece doesn't do as well as I thought it would. It's just more so, it's not the critique, it's just more so I feel like, what was college for? To be fair, I did learn from college what motion design even was, and I learned the basics of After Effects. And as I'm learning more now, I'm just like, the rest of college I was doing what exactly? Like, that was one class. One class in college. What was the rest of it for? But yeah, for those of you who aren't art people and like didn't understand that, there's a bunch of programs that these jobs want me to know, and I don't know them. I know one of them, but they want me to know like 7, and that's a lot of programs to learn. It really is. And I'm like, why didn't I learn any of this in college? What exactly were we doing? It's just discouraging, because I feel like I'm not going to be able to make it happen. That's a mosquito. I'm going to try and kill it. I want to head in this direction, but I don't know how to start because there's so much I have to learn and so much I have to do, and it's just stressful. So hopefully today I can carve out some time to like really look at things, really get into the nitty-gritty of it, and figure out a game plan for myself. So yeah, I've gone from like directionlessness and like that being fine and me being happy, just getting through the next day, to wanting something but not feeling like it's achievable and not knowing how I'm gonna get there. And just, it's so discouraging because everybody seems to be so good straight out the womb and I'm having to learn from scratch. But hopefully I can figure something out for myself. I wish I had some kind of like interesting update or something I could tell you, but I'm not interested. I did a little modeling, and played a little Sims, watched a little YouTube, ate lunch. My date is canceled because he's not feeling well. So now I turned the heater on because it's cold, and I'm reading 1984. I really wish I had something exciting to show you about my life, but I just want to read my book. Why don't I read to you? Okay, so this is 1984. Spoilers. But it's a classic. If you haven't read it at this point, you probably don't want to. I was trying to buy Fahrenheit 451, but they didn't have it. So I got this instead, and it's a pretty good read. I'm halfway through. As you can see, it was my read on the Tulum flights. If you haven't seen the Tulum vlogs, Tulum, Mexico, what are you doing? Go watch the vlogs. Another thing that you really need to do is go ahead, scroll down slightly under this video, and start clicking buttons. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the leave a comment little box, type in something, press the send button, just click share, just start hitting buttons because it would really help my engagement. It's my goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm probably not going to reach my goal, but I would at least like to get close. So if you could subscribe, that would be really helpful. I know the majority of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So I'm literally talking to you when I say subscribe. Like, I'm speaking directly to you. And you're ignoring me. It's kind of rude, but yeah, go ahead. Button ain't going nowhere, so I'll give you a second to click it. We'll give you a second. I'll give you a second. Alright, let's read. A little Rumpelstiltskin figure, contorted with hatred, he gripped the neck of the microphone with one hand, while the other, enormous at the end of a bony arm, clawed the air menacingly above his head. His voice, made metallic by the amplifiers, boomed forth an endless catalogue of atrocities, massacres, deportations, lootings, rapings, tortures of prisoners, bombings of civilians, lying propaganda, unjust aggressions, broken treaties. It was almost impossible to listen to him without being first convinced and then maddened. At every few moments, the fury of the crowd boiled over, and the voice of the speaker was drowned by a wild, beast-like roaring that rose uncontrollably from thousands of throats. The most savage yells of all came from the school children. The speech had been proceeding for perhaps 20 minutes when a messenger hurried onto the platform and a scrap of paper was slipped into the speaker's hand. He unrolled it and read it without pausing in his speech. Nothing altered in his voice or manner, or in the content of what he was saying. But suddenly, the names were different. Without words said, a wave of understanding rippled through the crowd. Oceania was at war with East Asia. The next moment, there was a tremendous commotion. The banners and posters with which the square was decorated were all wrong. Quite half of them had the wrong faces on them. It was sabotage. The agents of Goldstein had been at work. Okay, so let me explain. There's 3 countries in this book. Oceania, which is where they live, Eurasia, and East Asia. And they're constantly fighting with one of the 2. The whole book, they've been fighting with Eurasia. We're at war with Eurasia, so there's posters everywhere. Fuck Eurasians, hope they choke, stuff like that. And just in this moment, as we described, a man is giving their hate speech, which is their daily ritual of hating, being racist, basically. So he gives the hate speech, and midway through the hate speech, the war changes. And they're no longer at war with Eurasia, they're now at war with East Asia. So he just changed to having the streets. He's like, we're at war with East Asia, we always have been, fuck East Asia, hope they choke. And they're like, oh, okay, that's the new team. Bet. So they're taking down the fuck Eurasia posters, planning probably to replace them. Like, they're basically just acting like that was the fact the whole time and like nothing changed. Because that's how they have to operate. They gotta play the game. They gotta play the game. They gotta do a little charade, or else they'll end up getting nixed, getting cut out of society. So they're all just like, okay, East Asia, bet. That's who we was fighting the whole time. I don't even know nothing about Eurasia. So that's basically what just happened. I'm gonna keep reading to myself because I don't think you guys actually care. Thank you for listening, even though I know you didn't give a fuck. Checking with you later, I guess. It's the middle of the night. Well, it's not the middle of the night. What time is it? It's 10:15. I'm watching season 3 of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I was just getting tired of it because BoJack Horseman, if you've seen it, is a show that does this thing well of having a character who makes the same mistake over and over again and it doesn't get annoying. Every other show I've ever seen that tries to do that does not do it well, and I was just getting annoyed with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend because they weren't doing it well. But they're taking it in a different direction now, so I'm like, good, because this is not going to make it another season. But anyway, I haven't done anything today. I was supposed to, like, sit down, think through my life plan, blah, blah, blah. Didn't do that. I read, I took a nap, I woke up, I watched TV. So I don't have anything to report. Sorry. The guy has not said anything to me all day, which is fine, but it's like very suspicious. I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of getting blown off by guys. Not to say that that's happening, he did say he was like feeling well, so it could just be, you know, sick in bed, but I would say something. But, you know, not everybody's me. But I want to watch this episode. It's getting good.
You're pathetic.
Oh.
You know that? Yeah, you're pathetic. Because you were so desperate to stay in school, they had to kick you out. Who does that? You're a fraud. Does not want a baby with you. Tea leaves. Because they're not tea leaves. It's a big neon sign that says no baby.
That is so rude!
Okay, honey, just take a breath. You're not thinking straight. Oh, not thinking straight. Why? Because I'm crazy? No. Because I'm crazy, Paula?
Oh no. I have never seen the live action real time burning of every single bridge you have. Girl.
You know, it's like before you tell me to help myself, maybe you should like help yourselves. Watch out.
Girl. And I was gonna make a vision board.
Hi, Josh, it's me.
This is the tea. So, good morning again. It's about to be 10:30 and I'm getting ready to go hiking. So if you recall, this was supposed to be a date, but now it isn't. And that's fine. Okay, the reason it isn't is because he wasn't, excuse me, he wasn't feeling very well yesterday, slept all day. And so now today, his sleep schedule's messed up and he's oversleeping, so he's not really awake, which is fine. It's fine. It's just the thing is, I am beginning to wonder if I'm ever going to see this person again. If I don't, it's like not that big of a deal. It would be okay if I like lived in a vacuum. But I don't live in a vacuum. I live in a world with other people. And I'm noticing that with a lot of the people I tried to date, there's a pattern. We go on a first date. It goes really well. They tell me that like they're so into me and it's so great and they enjoyed themselves and they want to see me again. And then maybe we plan a second date, maybe we just keep talking, but somewhere in there, their patterns change. Either they talk to me less, or they never actually get around to planning the second date even though I keep bringing it up, or whatever the case may be. Their patterns change, and then, sometimes they cancel dates. I've had that. A lot of guys cancel dates because of anxiety. That has happened a couple of times. And one day, they just wake up and are like, you know what? I'm never going to speak to this person again. And that is just the last I ever hear of them. I can reach out. I can try and smooth things over. But regardless of what I do, once they decide I'm not doing that anymore, they're not doing that anymore. So this is kind of the same thing of his patterns changing. And we're not really talking. He's canceling dates. I understand the reason is because he was sick. But there's always a reason, isn't there? Isn't there always a reason? And so I'm not really saying anything about it, just being fine. Because we'll go out when we go out, or we won't if we won't. But if we won't, and if we don't, and if this is that same pattern again, and I am going again down the path of a good first date, and then they lose interest in me, eventually, something keeps happening over and over, and you're the only common denominator. Eventually, you have to wonder, is it me? Did I do something? Is there something about me that tells men, hey, you know what? Sorry about the grain. Is there something about me that tells men she's not interesting? She's not the one. We're not gonna keep wasting our time on her. Just hang her up, let her go. Move on. She's not worth the energy. Is it? Is it that? Is there something like that? Because I know it's I know I should be oh, it's not my fault. They're gonna like what they like, and if they don't like me, that's fine. I don't care. And it's it is fine, and I don't care because we only went on one date. Whatever. When it just keeps happening, I'm just yo, is it me? Genuinely. Honestly, truly, is it me? If it is, I'm not, I would like to work on that. We can talk about it if it's me. So anyways, it's 10:30. Supposed to be there at 11. If he was going to be able to come, he would already have said something. He would already be on the way. So he's asleep, which he warned me last night. This might happen. So again, I'm not mad about it. And if this is the last time I speak to him, I don't really care. One date, it just begs the question of, am I creating these situations? And if I am, how do I stop? Because I'd rather not. So I guess it's a good thing that I didn't bring anybody with me, because the trail that I wanted to go to, I got there and didn't exist. Then I found another trail nearby and I got there and it didn't exist. So now we're at the third trail of the day. It does exist, but I don't know if it's gonna be any good. I don't know, kind of upset because of how much went into getting here. I'm just a little frustrated, but we're here and hopefully I have a good time, get a good hike in. It's been a while. Got the music, so I'm probably just gonna listen and try and be chill.
As I was walking on my hiking trail, I started to think about what life has been like since I moved, since I became an independent adult, since I've had to do things on my own. And I feel like I'm managing. Every day things get a little bit easier and I have a little bit more experience to pull from. But I also feel like it's just really frustrating how life is hard and how it's still hard and it's going to continue to be hard. I feel like, school, it seemed to me like a way to get out of life being hard. You know, you bust your ass at all these clubs and activities, you do the best you can to get the best grades, you've got to deal with your parents, you've got to deal with your teachers, you've got to deal with your boss at work, at your part-time job, you've got to deal with a bunch of people just not making things good for you, making life annoying. And they make it out to seem like the whole point is so you can get out and get a good job and get away and make money and do whatever you want, have whatever you want, and life can be perfect. But through living it, I realized that's not really it. And that the actual purpose of school is just like a warm up. It's conditioning for life when you're going to continue to have to deal with your boss and deal with the people you're dating, deal with people you're trying to be friends with, and just deal with people not making things good for you and having to bust your ass for no legitimate reason. And it's just more of the same. And as I was walking, I just got so down. I felt very discouraged. And, a week later doing this voiceover, I feel better. But at the time, I just felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And I had these goals that I was just never going to get to. And I actually started talking about it. So I'll let you listen to me in the moment.
I have my phone as I'm walking. I'm listening to a video about how to find your direction in life, and it's giving some good ideas and some exercises that I should do, because as I discussed a little earlier in the video, I kind of have some ideas but I don't know where to put them, and it's time for me to have some kind of a plan or just some desire to have options for myself. But as I listen, I'm just like, why is life so hard? Why is it always continual? Why at every age, no matter what you're doing, are you always struggling to find the answers? At what point do things just slow down and work out? Is there such a point? And if there isn't, then why do you have to work so hard the whole time? I'm tired of working hard. I'm tired of giving it my all and figuring out plans, writing lists, making agendas and 1 year, 5 year, 10-year plans. What do I want? How do I feel? And battling emotions and emotional journeys and self-growth. I'm tired of all of it. And I'm not old enough to be tired of all of it because I just started it, basically. I just want things to be easy. I just want things to work out for once. But it's this constant uphill climb. And the destination keeps moving. Sometimes I can't even see it. I don't even know if it's actually there. Or if I'll just be climbing forever, never to make it to whatever it is I thought I was going to. I try and be optimistic. These past couple of months, I'm just tired of trying to do anything. Better yet, trying to be optimistic in the face of all my other problems. And like, life could always be worse. I'm doing pretty good, honestly, but I just tired telling myself that. I want things to actually pan out. But the camera's low battery, even though I just charged it, so I'm gonna keep walking, keep thinking, and just, I don't know. I don't even have enough battery to film this, but I just destroyed one of the brand new tires that I got. So that's so awesome. Literally perfect. It didn't have any service. So it's like, let me pull over, try and figure out where I'm going. Pull over, hit something that's by the side of the road, and my tire explodes. So that's just on me for not just texting and driving. Now I'm having to deal with this problem that I created. Not that I created, that created itself and that I haven't fixed yet. And it's that my trunk was broken and I tried to get it fixed and I called the mechanic and they were like, oh, we're not a locksmith, we can't fix it. And then I called a locksmith and they're like, it's a car, we're not mechanics, we can't fix it. So then no one would fix it. So it's just been broken this whole time. So I tied it up, but then one day I ran into this stupid man who wanted to flirt with me. And he was like, oh, let me help you tie it up. And he tied it in a tight ass knot that's under there that I don't. We're still filming. He tied it in a tight ass knot that's under here that I don't know how I'm gonna be able to untie. When he tied it, he was like, oh, it's easy, just use a knife. I was like, I don't have a fucking knife, number one. And number two, this is my only rope. I wanted to be able to tie the trunk back up again so that I could close it, so that I wouldn't just have the trunk fucking snap back and break my back windshield. But idiot men think they know everything. And because he just had to try and flirt with me, fucking screwed me over. Because I'm an idiot, I have yet to solve this problem for myself. So I'm having to solve it now when I'm in like the worst of the worst. Fucking annoyed. Because I literally just got these tires like 2 weekends ago. Ugh. I don't even know if I have a spare in here. I might not. And if I don't have a backup plan. I guess I have AAA, but like I'm not trying to wait fucking 5 hours while they send me a mechanic who's just gonna tow me home and then be like, all right, sis, you're on your own. Oh, there's a tire. Thank God. I have a tire. But now I'm gonna need to buy another tire because I'm taking my spare out. That's what I fucking mean. Like, the life is so annoying. Why isn't the tire coming out of the trunk? Don't tell me it's like bolted to the trunk. I'm gonna lose it. Also, I've never had a man like stop and try and help me. The one time that one does, he ruins everything. And now I'm here trying to change my tire. This is a very good time for a man to stop and try and help me, but everybody's just driving on by like, oh, look at that dumb bitch. Sucks for her. I'm home. As I'm sure you can infer, I did get a new tire. Or I put the spare on. Picked up my groceries. Now I'm like, I need a new tire. I can't leave the spare on. I just bought these tires. Like four of the little car lights have come on in the dash. And I'm just thinking about how somewhere out there, there's a version of me that just went home. That just said, I don't need to hike, and just went home and didn't have to deal with any of this. yeah, so I'm annoyed. Gotta take the groceries and eat because I'm starving. I have to go buy a new tire. I don't know if they're gonna have time to put it on because the fucking tire shop is useless. I hate it here. Maybe I'll go to Valvoline. I don't want to pay extra, but like just for the sake of getting it done. Okay, I'll do that. Hello. It is 8:08 p.m. So I changed my tire, made it home, charged my camera battery, we're back. And I also cooked my dinner for the week. So we are all ready with that. I watched a little more Crazy Ex-Girlfriend while I was cooking. But I think I'm ready now to, oh, also I showered, changed clothes into these cute little shorts. Oh, but I think I'm ready now to do some thinking about my life, my plans, what I want, blah, 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 boring adult stuff. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna get my laptop. I think this is a journal kind of thing. I think I want to make a vision board, which I would do on my laptop, but I also need to just think some stuff through. So I guess we're using both. This is a serious mental health night. But I'm gonna get my journal, reopen that video I was listening to, get into some of the questions, and tell you guys if I make any interesting discoveries about myself. If I remember, I will link the video that I followed in the description because it's actually quite insightful. But there were 2 exercises I did from the video, and I want to share what I came up with you guys. And then through finishing those exercises, I came up with a I want statement and some actionable steps for my future, for 2023 and moving forward. I don't have any goals, finish this by this time, because I feel like the things that I want, a lot of them are not up to me. Like, for example, I want to progress in my career. That's not up to me. That's up to my job. That's up to future employers. That's up to other people. So for me to be like, I gotta, be at this point by this time, it really has nothing to do with me. I can just do what I can do. And if other people cooperate, then cool. If not, time will tell. So, first prompt was, if you had blank amount of time to live, what would you do? And it was 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, and 50 years. And so for 6 months, it was very much in the moment. I just want to quit my job, travel, spend time with friends and family, enjoy just love and experiences and life, and just live. And that's what, I knew that I would say that, but I'm assuming I have more than 6 months to live. We hope. So, it's not really very realistic to quit my job and go travel the world, because what happens after that 6 months when they're not in money? Yeah. But around 50 years, which is, I would die at 74. I'm hoping I live longer than that, honestly. But that's kind of the time frame, that I'm thinking, 50, 60, 70 years, something like that. And what I tell myself I have to do in this time to make that work versus what I wrote down in this exercise is different, because you think about it more in the sense of things will end. Life is finite. Whereas day to day, you kind of think of how am I going to ensure my future, make sure I'm good, blah, blah. But when you really think this will end at some point, I will die, it kind of changes your perspective and what you think you want and your opinion, really. So I found a lot of my goals were kind of similar to 6 months. It was just more spread out because I knew I had more time, and I knew I needed to make myself last and survive well the whole time. So I'll just read you what I wrote for 50 years. Create community and love, start a family, and get a dog. I really want a dog. But I want to be able to have the money and the space for a dog, and I don't have that here. So it's not anything that's going to happen soon, but someday I will have a dog. Share my art / movies / work with the world. We've realized through doing this exercise that, YouTube, I do it all, making money is cool, but I mostly just like the idea of people seeing my art and of the things that I create, not just living in a vacuum in my head. So thanks for watching this video. I really care, so I discovered about being able to share my ideas and the things that I create. So you ingesting it and enjoying it and getting this far into the video, I appreciate that, because this is actually rather important to me. That's why, even though my goal was to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and even though that's most likely not going to happen, and even though I've been doing this for 5 years and I still don't make any money from it, I keep doing it. And turns out it's because I just really like knowing that someone somewhere is gonna hear what I have to say and maybe even like it. I wrote travel regularly and have new experiences. This is something, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been uploading more travel vlogs on my channel. It's just something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always been putting it off because I'm like, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to school, this, that, and the third. But I've realized, every day is a day. So that's what I would do if I knew for sure I was gonna die in 50 years. Notice none of those things had anything to do with get this certain job, get this degree, make this money, do this thing. I've realized, not through this experiment, but this is just kind of reaffirmed it, but I've realized maybe in the past year that I don't care about those things anymore. My time of being ambitious ended when I graduated college, and now I just want to enjoy life. The next activity was to decipher what the 5 parts, they're called your 5 bosses, the 5 conflicting ideas of what you should do with your life. So there's sensibility, which is, trying to survive, trying to make money, trying to live well, make sure you're good and you're safe and you're healthy and you're happy. Living, which is having fun, immediate satisfaction, doing what is most pleasurable to you at all times. Friendliness, which is building community, friends, family, love, just being around people. Ambition, which is, that hustle grind set, that Sigma hustle grind set, always trying to be the best, do the most, have the coolest title, blah, blah. And giving, which is just general altruism and trying to be a good person. I found that sensibility, living, and friendliness are my main leaders right now. Ambition and giving, still important, but they didn't jog as much in my brain. I did some reflecting, did some thinking, wrote some more things down, and I finally came up with my I want statement and my actionable steps. I'm going to read you some of the actionable steps. Some of these things I want to kind of move in silence with. But, let's start with the I want. I want a job or a series of freelance positions doing motion graphics, ideally for film, in a remote or hybrid setting that frees up time for me to spend time traveling, vlogging, writing, having hobbies, having fun, and cultivating a community. I also like to work towards building ethical, passive income streams so that I have to work less and less as I get older. Experiences and love are far more important to me than working and prestige. However, I need to afford these experiences. I want to live well. So that's what I want. And then my actionable steps. By the way, you guys, I don't know if I've done the best job of explaining this throughout the video, but it's kind of hard to figure out what to do with your life. Ages 0 to 22, you're in school or about to start school or learning to walk and talk and survive. So there's a very clear path for you. It's mostly to do with graduation and getting a job. But once you graduate and you get a job, you have to kind of reframe what's important to you and what you care about. And that's something I've kind of been thinking through. I've been thinking through it a lot, but it's kind of disheartening to think through because it feels like I can't get to where I want to get to. I should already be there because I've already worked so hard for these 22 years, or 23 years. Why do I still have to try so hard? Am I ever going to make it if I've been trying this long and I still haven't? Is there a way for me to have it all, basically? Is there a way for me to have everything I want? Life feels very difficult and hopeless sometimes, and it's like, do I even want the right things for the way society is set up? Because I'm out here I'm gonna have fun and travel and be with my friends, and society is go to work. So do I even want the right things to be a person in this reality, or am I just kind of screwed? So yeah, that, and there's more to it, but I don't really want to get into it. But thoughts like that have been kind of making it difficult for me to pick a specific direction and find the next step of my path, because I just feel like no matter what I pick or what I do, it's not going to be really what I want, and I'm not going to be able to really head in the right direction for myself. So this is just kind of an exercise in compromise. 5 good 3D motion graphic pieces make 5 good 2D motion graphic pieces. Recreate my demo reel to cater to film and TV with those 10 pieces. Save $1,500 for one big trip in 2023. I took 3 big trips. Well, I'm taking 3 big trips this year. Actually, yeah, 3. But I'm gonna aim for 1 in 2023 because we're in a recession. I ain't got no money, just to be frank with you. I also have another goal that I'm not reading out, one of my move in silence ones. So money is just kind of stretched at the moment. Enjoy daily life with loved ones. Try hiking Mount Wilson or Mount Baldy in December through March of 2023, and try out either camping or snowboarding. So this is a good mix of ambition, trying to get my sensibility set up so I can have, the next step in my career and progress in my job. And if something opens up at my job, we'll see. But for now, I really don't think anything will. So it's about moving forward wherever else I can. So it's a good mix of like career focus and making sure that I can live well and like have somewhere to sleep at night, and also, enjoying myself, trying a new hobby of snowboarding, focusing on spending time with my friends. I feel like that's a pretty decent balance, and depending on the headspace I'm in, I can get excited about all of it. And then if it feels like drudgery or like I'm wasting my life or like some of the other less pleasant thoughts I have had in the past couple of months forward. So I feel good about that. I'm happy I took the time to sit down and do that, because I needed that. But anyways, it's time for me to wrap up the night, and this was a very long talking segment. It's probably been edited down to like 10 or 15 minutes, so we've been here for a while. So thank you for joining me on this kind of weird vlog life update thing. I really hope you guys will hit subscribe, hit the like button, maybe share this with someone you think would like it, or leave a comment and let me know how you're preparing for 2023, or if you're choosing not to, or if you've just been struggling with figuring out your next steps. I really hope you guys will engage with this content. Using some of the buttons below would really help me. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, because sharing it with you is important to me. I'm feeling emotional. Not sure why, but I did just do a lot of thinking about my general existence, so maybe that's playing a part. But anyways, I need to go eat dinner, and I've been through a lot today with my car and everything, so I need to lay down too. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, toodaloo. Oh, I'll give you some time to click my links. I gotta clean up, so while I'm doing that, you can click some links.